Hey guys, Brett and Amir. So, Teen Vogue did an article about anal sex that came out earlier this week, and it's a really informative article. I'd say it's pretty important, but obviously a lot of parents and moms are up in arms about it. There's actually some woman that was burning a Teen Vogue going up on there. So I kind of just wanted to have an open discussion about this. Is it okay?
It's like a relaxed, open discussion about anal sex.
Yeah. Is it okay that like a teen magazine did an article and it's not even a salacious article. Like the person who wrote, the author of this article is so kind and like, if this makes you uncomfortable, there's a lot of other articles on Teen Vogue you can read, but we thought it's important to like at least talk about it.
If this makes you uncomfortable, try anal sex. Because that's not gonna, no one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is my contention that like, listen, it was weird and awkward in 5th grade for Mrs. Passavoy to say, the orgasm, 5th graders, is the height of sexual arousal. And for my friend Josh to be like, sometimes I'm peeing and it goes like this. And like, I remember that to this day.
Yeah.
It was awkward and weird, but like, I'm glad we all know stuff from that. Mm-hmm. And it isn't like one of those arguments where it seems like this article glamorizes
It doesn't.
Anal sex at all. A lot of it is stuff like use lube if you're gonna do it. Listen, some of it is like a lot of the sensation you'll get is around the outside, like on the surface level. So like you
don't even need to go in.
Don't be a size queen and try to get like the biggest thing in there. It's not necessarily gonna bring you so you know like what you're in for.
Yeah.
I think that's so healthy.
Super healthy.
Because the counter argument is like, let kids figure it out on their own.
Not only that, so when I first read this, I was just like, oh, this is kind of controversial. Why would they write about anal sex in Teen Vogue? And then I kind of realized, I'm like, oh, that's my point of view from like a straight guy though. What about like all the gay guys that are teens? Like, are they just never supposed to have sex? They're going to have sex. How do we educate them? I'm like to the point where like maybe we should be teaching this in sex education courses. Why are we only teaching about straight sex in those classes?
Yeah, because the whole point of an anatomy class is to be like, all right, here's what's going on.
Right.
Here's what is going on you. And I get it. I just think it's also ridiculous to say that kids won't have questions or have the idea of anal sex.
Yeah.
Like if you could ensure to me that kids would never ever find out about it if you didn't talk about it, and then would never want to try it if you didn't mention it. Like morals aside, that your moral code that you want to impose aside, and my moral code that I believe in aside, like you can't guarantee that. So you can't control it. So what's probably going to happen is, we all have those stories. Like I remember the first time I saw a picture of a vagina, it was like someone tore it out of a magazine and brought it to school. And we were like, what the hell is that? And we were idiots. So we all came up with our own theories. And they were so wrong and so stupid and potentially, when it comes to stuff like anal sex, potentially so dangerous and so weird. It's nice to have someone, and I think a lot of kids, especially when you're talking about that, are probably so grateful to just have a source that they can trust saying, not this is good or this or bad or try this or don't, but like, all right, if you're gonna try it, but before you try it, here's your anatomy. Here's what's going on down there.
So it works.
And it does say things like, this is more, this gives more, this doesn't, like.
And like, look, you really can't rely on porn to teach you these things either. Because I mean, that's like, let's be honest, that's like the first place kids are gonna go to see these things. Like there is 1,000 layers to those scenes that you don't even know about.
Right. To have porn teach you about sex is like having the WWE teach you about karate. Like, what you're seeing in porn is just as fake, strange, and weird, and just for extra entertainment, just as much as the world wrestling entertainment is. Like, find an expert, a martial artist, to teach you how to fight. Don't like, because then you're gonna show up like to your if you were actually fighting someone. And what I want to say is, sex is like fighting.
Yeah.
It really is. No one's having a good time. No, but like, you want to learn from an expert in that situation, and this felt and seemed like someone who had the best of intentions, trying to communicate, frankly, reality. And so much of what we hear in the news now is about people trying to like. I get the instinct to shelter your kids from this kind of stuff, and there's so much stuff out there that isn't like this. That you should be able to try at least to parent and see what your kind of determine what your kids do online and whatnot. But I just think that like there's way worse stuff to end up on your kids' inbox than this very frank, positive article about how the pitfalls and do's and don'ts of anal sex.
Yeah, and I promise all these parents whose kids are reading this, they've seen stuff way worse than this.
Way worse porn. When I was like 14, we had like a dial-up, and or like a ISDN line. It took forever, and there was no porn the way it is. Like, oh, I want to see someone dressed as a goat have sex with an Amish person.
The first naked picture I saw on dial-up, I looked up naked pictures of the Spice Girls.
Yeah,
I remember it loading like.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's funny. The good old times.
Oh my God. Sophie's like, I'm gonna text. I don't like this. So awkward. I think we just got sued. I don't know. Good God. And then anal sex. Do you want to have a frank conversation about anal sex?
Sure. Always.
My experience was there was always, like, when I was in college, like, now I'm like, that's stupid. For in my opinion, like, why would, I think it sounds like every stand-up comedian's like, the best thing is, like, next to it.
Yeah. It's true.
Like, she would rather have that. I would rather have that. What are we doing?
Yeah, you go through it, like you said, like in college, whatever.
Yeah, and
however old you are. And then, yeah.
And she's always like, I had a bad experience once.
There's always a bad experience because they didn't read this Vogue article.
Yeah. In the Vogue article, the thing is like, just do it as fast as you can, as hard as you can, immediately with no lube. It's not true at all.
It's not true.
This is so I would say read it.
Are we gonna talk about why people aren't having sex?
Yeah, let's do that next.
Oh, can we do that?
Yeah, so check out our next video, which is why people in America aren't having sex.
Talking about sex and food today.